Fans Point of View podcast with your host, Truckin Chubbzy, aka Clarence Hampton III. This ain't your coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. So let's go. Put that up in there. I'll put the link to the show in the chat for anybody that want to join in. And let's go with it, man. So how everybody out there doing today? I hope y'all enjoying them football games that's out there going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all are, man, because I dang sure is right now. For sure, for sure. Really am, man. All right, let me get my slides ready and all that, man. And once I get these slides ready, we gonna go right up into the show. All right, let's go, man. I already know how we giving it up. Let me switch this up here. Let me get this going for y'all, man. Let me get this going. Let me get this going real quick before we get started. I want to check this NFL score real quick. Let me check this NFL score. Oh, the Ravens is up right now. And that's what's up. All right, all right, all right. Ravens is up right now, and that's cool though. But let me get up into the show, man. So I got the copyright disclaimer up here, man. You know, they trying to act funky with us right now. I don't have no idea why they are, but look, it's all good though, man. You know, we just got to make sure we cover all bases. So the copyright disclaimer under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go. Thank you for joining in, y'all. Those that joined in, the link to the chat's right there. If you want to jump in, you ain't got to worry about your face being on the screen. If you ain't comfortable with that, audio only, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and share the show for everybody that's up in here. Make sure they get in here, man. Make sure everybody is getting up in here, all right? So let's roll. One more time. That's all. That's all. That is all. Let me make sure I got everybody up in here, man, before we get going with the shizzo. You know, let me make sure that everybody's up in here. Cause like I said, if you watch it from Facebook, I don't get messages on the chat from Facebook. You have to use YouTube to jump on to for me to see you in the chat. All right. So I'm gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna keep it going. All right. No use. Fast Point of View podcast with Truckin Chubbzy. All right. Ole Miss right now is doing some fantastic things right now, man. You know, they jumping all over everybody's radar right now. Look, I mean, Sports Illustrated wrote a fantastic piece. We'll get into that a little bit later in a segment that I like to call Let's Read. All right. So when we read up on Ole Miss, we'll see exactly what they're doing. They grabbed up Trey Amos, I believe that's his last name, from Alabama. He's a cornerback, super nice. And look, that's just to add to what they already got going on. And look, they got the number one defensive lineman and Walter Nolan. They grabbed up Prince from the Gators. They grabbed up who else? I can't remember the edge's name from Tennessee. I can't remember the guy's name off top right now. But they grabbing a lot of players up out of the portal to what they already needed. Jackson Dart, their quarterback, is returning. They lost one running back to Ohio State, but they got another one. It's going crazy right now. And the portal is just jumping. And look, we gonna get to talking about them, but I had to go ahead and show some props to this Ole Miss and the Ole Miss fans that's out here right now because they are doing big things. All right. We gonna get up and I know a lot of people want to come past and they want to talk Coach Prime and then what's going on with that. And y'all know there's some things that's going on. And look, I thought I was figuring out something today. I thought that I honestly was about to figure out that there was a couple of candidates, Cliff Kingsbury, Ed Reed, and Mike Zimmer is the only names that's been floating around as candidates for the job. We still do not know who's the defensive coordinator is going to be in Colorado. He's going to take his time and he's going to do it right. And he's going to make the right pick, is what he said. He wants to make sure, and they're doing interviews. This is like interview season. It's also the coaching carousel. The coaching carousel, as you could imagine, is just, a revolving door of coaches, and coaches going everywhere. So he's taking his time right now, and and trying to get these things right with that. You know what I mean? That's all he's trying to do right now. You know, so we'll just go off of that right now. So there's a lot of people. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome. I'm glad y'all jumped up in here with me, supporting. Make sure that y'all sharing the stream. Y'all hit that like button one time before y'all get on up out of here. Glad y'all joined in. The link to the chat is right there to show. If you want to jump in and add to the conversation, I'm definitely okay with that. You ain't got to worry about your face being on here. Just be your audio. We tried to get somebody on last week. I don't know if they was having technical difficulties or what, but I was just talking about you just joining in, the coaches that we don't know that's going to be at Colorado. It was no news. I thought it was going to be some news. I'm reading an article and I'm like, oh, there's three coaches that's it's coming down to, and it's the same names. Ed Reed, Mike Zimmer, and Cliff Kingsbury. He might be taking a job up there in Chicago right now, trying to lure in Caleb Williams, and I hope that happens because look, my Steelers need Justin Fields. So I'm hoping that happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the same things going on with Colorado. I'm not going to keep beating, a dead horse and keep on talking about the coaching and how important it really is for your defensive coordinators and your staff to be announced just for the players' sake and the coaches and all that. Look, we already know what it is. I already made a video up on that. And I'm not going to get into talking about that, anymore right now. You know what I'm saying? Unless I get some questions in the chat about it and so forth and so on. But other than that, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse with that. I told y'all exactly how I feel, what to expect from, from Colorado right now and what's going on up there. All right. So I'm just move on to the next slide. Unless y'all got some questions, I appreciate y'all jumping up in here. Make sure that y'all like the stream, share it, so all your friends and family pop up in here. We can get it jumping. All right. The link to the show is in the chat. You do not have to worry about your face being on here. You could come in as audio only. You know what I'm saying? I like the conversation. We could start it up, but I got some other topics to get into because I got a long show. All right. So let's go. This is really, I really want y'all attention for is for these men right here that's on your screen right now. From left to right, that is Aubrey Miller Jr. And Aubrey Miller Jr., for those who don't know, stay with me. This is important. This is very important. I'm glad y'all came up in here because these are all FCS HBCU graduates that played. Aubrey Miller Jr. played linebacker for Coach Prime down at Jackson State University. Coach Prime got him from Missouri, and I think he spent his freshman and sophomore year at Missouri. Then Coach Prime went and grabbed him up, and he can ball. He can ball. He's 6'2", 225, flying around. I mean, plug the hole like none other. Go look at the Jackson State tape. And I'm gonna talk about all three of these guys, right? But first, I just want to, stay with me. I just want to drop some of their accolades for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those who don't know, you know what I'm saying? He led the SWAC with 109 tackles, 53 solo, 11 and a half tackles for loss. He was seventh in the SWAC with 6.5 sacks. He was tied fourth in the SWAC with 3 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. I mean, look, he balled out, man. He balled out. He did spend time at Missouri from 2017 to 2019. Okay. He only saw action in 21 games on defense and in special teams, right? He was named to the 2018 SEC Academic Honor Roll for outstanding work in the classroom. Now, look, he's smart. He's driven. Like I said, 6'2", 225. He did get picked up by the Miami Dolphins as a undrafted rookie free agent. However, right now, Aubrey Miller Jr. is still looking for a home in football. I do not know why these guys have not been picked up on the roster because, I mean, look, athletically, they got it. Academic smartness, awareness, they got it. Everything you can want in a football player, these guys have it. And I'm going to get into everybody else, but I want to drop a bomb for Aubrey Miller, and I want to tell everybody who's joining in to keep this these men in your prayers because they absolutely should be on somebody's roster somewhere right now playing football at a professional level. And they're not, and it sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because and it's not just them a lot of FCS players who have the talent to go to the next level get overlooked. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's right. A but just keep them in y'all prayers, and when y'all can, show a lot of support to these guys right here. All right, so I'm moving on to the next guy that's on there. This is Xavier Smith. They called him X-Man down there at FAMU. He played for FAMU, okay? He was a 2022 graduate. He was a Walter Payton Award preseason watch list. His stats performance: FCS preseason All-American third team, East West Shrine Bowl, 1,000 watch list, preseason All SWAC first team, that's just the beginning. In 2021, he was on a Hero Sports preseason All-American. The stats perform: preseason All-American, ranked 21st in the nation and third in the SWAC in receptions per game with 5.8. He led the Rattlers with 64 receptions and 713 yards, ranked sixth in the SWAC with 713 receiving yards. Okay, he was ranked seventh in the SWAC with all-purpose yards per game with 91.5. Okay, he recorded the third most receptions in 2021 NCAA single game and career high at 15 at USF. So look, he's no joke. You know what I mean? And he's 5'10", 170. He did get picked up on the LA Rams roster, okay? They decided to go with Puka Nuka. I'm telling you right now, he flies. He runs a 4.3 flat. He straight booked it. He booked it. You probably heard about him because around the time where they were doing the draft and the combine for the NFL combine, they also did like a HBCU combine, and he flew. I'm talking about he took off. You know what I mean? And he's no joke, man. From FAMU, Xavier Smith. I do not know why LA Rams act like they didn't have a secret weapon. I know Puka Nuka. I know he balled out. But look, when you got talent like that and then he's flying, at least put him on a punt return, see what he could do, kick return, punt return, or something. But right now, he's out of a job right now. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of them guys. But I don't know how somebody who runs a 4.3 fat and they're all healthy, they're 1,000% healthy. These guys are. It's not like they're not. Okay. So let's drop a bomb for him, y'all. Y'all go ahead, add them on their Twitter. Talk about them, bring them up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting y'all down because these guys, I did make a video about them, like one of my first 25, but at the time I was making absolutely no noise, but I paid attention to them, and I'm huge fans of these guys, and I never stopped talking about them as much as I could keep beating it in people's heads about these guys because they ball, they got the size, the speed, and everything that you would want, and especially because Tyreek Hill made such a big splash last year, and they saying he was the fastest man. Well, why you ain't race Xavier Smith? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't race him? Because I know he got to be one of the fastest in the NFL that nobody knows about. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you do. Okay, so the next guy I want to talk about is a favorite. And why am I talking about him? I mean, all three of them are my guys, right? I really like these guys from the FCS HBCU. He played at Morgan State, DJ Dion Galat Jr. Okay. He finished up his college career up at Bowie State. That's in the CIAA for y'all who don't know. He's 6'3", 225. And as you can remember last year, Richardson going to the Colts. He played for Florida, but let's be honest, y'all. He didn't have that good of a damn career up at Florida, especially the last year, and he got drafted by the Colts. Like, let's just be real, y'all. Like, we could be honest about that, right? Because he really, like, what did he do down at Florida? You know what I'm saying? You started hearing more about him the way he ran, right? Well, this should have been the same thing for Dion DJ Galat Jr., right? Because guess what? He's faster than him. And he's 6'3" and 225, a true 6'3", not just a roster 6'3". No, he's a true 6'3" guy. And a little bit about him. His nickname is DJ. Of course, he threw for 2011, 111 yards. He ran for 429 yards and scored 21 points in passing touchdown, 21 touchdowns, while he gained 10 rushing touchdowns. He started all 4 years at his high school. Okay, he started all 4 years at his high school, y'all. Now his stats when in college was just crazy. Like, let me tell you, his passing statistics. He played 10 games in college for Bowie State. The last 10 games, he had 207 passes out of his 377. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The stat sheet it jumped on me. All right. He finished the season with 2,649 yards, 18 touchdowns. Like he only threw like what, two picks the whole season. He went off. He just went off, man, for Bowie State. He played very, very well at Bowie State, man. And he ran for, let me see, where's the stat at where he ran for? I should have came. Oh yeah, he ran for 439 yards. Now, the big day, what I really want to get at here is Richardson going to the Colts, and he played for Florida Gators, right? He really didn't do anything down there. They're like the same size, same built, literally. You know what I mean? I think they may have gave Richardson an inch or two, you know what I'm saying, for the draft and everything else. And DJ Galot is the same prototype. However, Washington gave him a chance. They brought him on as on the practice squad over the summer or whatever. Brought him in on the practice squad, and I believe he was on the practice squad for Baltimore. I'm not sure if he's still there right now. I was trying to research it for you guys to give y'all 100% fact on that, but I do not know. So if you do know, give me. You can tell me down in the chat if you would like to. But these are all ballers that absolutely should be on somebody's NFL roster right now, especially my Steelers. Like, look, you can say what you want, but we need a quarterback in Pittsburgh. We need a quarterback in Pittsburgh. Teams have worked him out. They know what he can do. They know exactly what he can do and what he needs to work on. Okay. Everybody has something to work on at the next level, right? But when you're talking about somebody who's 6'3, 225, athletic as he is, passing, though, he can make all the throws. He definitely can make all the throws. I've seen it. And I'm sure some of y'all have. And if you don't believe me, go ahead. I should have didn't have enough time to bring highlights in here, but he is a true quarterback. He gets it done. And he really will put you in the mind of, like, the way that Lamar Jackson run his offense. The read option, dumping it over the top to the tight end. He loved his tight end up at Bowie, and he was just moving, man. He improvised on his feet well, down the field vision. That's why a lot of teams worked him on that quarterback. You know what I mean? And that's exactly why the Ravens looked at him and said, okay, Harbaugh said, look, okay, I might need you to back up Lamar because he's that good for real. He's that good. And I just wanted to show some love to these guys, man, because these are some of the FCS guys from the HBCU that people forget about and they don't give a chance on these NFL rosters. So I just wanted to get them a quick spotlight and let them know that Truckin Chubbzy is still rocking with them. You know what I mean? Even if they ain't watching, you know what I'm saying? That I'm still rocking with them, and I'm going to make sure that they relevant out there because they absolutely should be on somebody's roster. It's all three of them, period. Point. There's no reason why these three should not be. They tested well. Oh yeah, by the way, Aubrey Miller Jr. did play in the Senior Reese's Bowl with a lot of D1 guys and did more than hang. He definitely showed up out there. So I don't understand what's going on there. All right. I really don't. But I just wanted to show some love, man, and I appreciate y'all keeping rocking with me and staying locked in. The link to the chat's up in there, man. All right. All right. The Miami fans have been showing me tremendous love all over Twitter, man. They've been reposting my tweets. They've been showing so much love to me, man. So I had to, talk about Miami and what Miami is doing. The U. All right, throw up them U's right now. I got to because they showing me so much love. I got to support them. All right. So Shannon Dawson is their offensive coordinator. And from what I've been hearing from the Miami fans, like, he has to get it done. He got Cam Ward. They just got Rodney Hill, the running back from Florida State. I know some Florida State fans that don't like that probably. All right. And then they got the offensive lineman from Washington, Nate Calpo, visiting. So they got to land him because he is an important piece right now. He's one of them pieces that me and my man Shad was talking about, when he invited me on his show and we sat there and we did it live. He's definitely one of them pieces. He's a diehard Hurricanes fan. And he said, look, Chubby, I would like for us to get another offensive lineman because I'm not really sure on what we got there. So we need one of them. He said he was worried about linebacker and he wanted another defensive back. And look, I think they are getting them, and they did exactly that because he knows his team. So let's give him his props, y'all. He knew exactly what was going on. You know what I'm saying, with them Canes, and it looks like they're doing just that. It looks like they're doing just that. But what I am hearing from Tim on X, he was like, "Look, he got to get it done. Shannon Dawson, he got to get it done this year." And I hope that y'all don't turn them over because there's been some turnover going on. Let's just see what happens and what goes on from here. And I like the way that every Hurricane fan is actually looking at the way that this is unfolding. They're not looking at this in a way like we're automatically going for the natty. We got to take it one game at a time. Let's see where this is going right now. You know, it's building up. We're building up. You know what I'm saying? We went 6-6 last year. For us to go win 9 games, that's okay for me. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't ran into no of those fans that went over, and I like that, the way that they're looking at that optimistically. And look, man, I had to show y'all some love, man. I had to come and bring him up on here. If y'all want to keep talking about the Canes, let me know. I'm not saying nothing up in the chat or no questions. You got any questions? I got answers. You want to jump in here? The link is on to the show. So let me keep it moving on the next topic, though. But big up to them Canes fans out there. All right. All right. So let's read. Now, some people are like, what are you doing? What are we talking about? Nah, it's just something that I just came up with. You know what I'm saying, on the fly real quick, because I want to read. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes reading is good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who watch me, if there's some youngins or not. You know what I'm saying? But reading's good for you. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of youngins do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't pick up. But in a way, it's way different because it's just Sports Illustrated. So what I'm gonna do every week, y'all, I'm gonna get on Sports Illustrated. I'm gonna get up here, pull up Sports Illustrated. I'm gonna randomly pick a college team to talk about randomly, unless somebody gets in the chat and pops up their team first. No, I want to see the new team on, whatever. Want to see the news on this team, that team. If you don't pop up in there, then I'm not gonna do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share the link so everybody can see it while I'm doing it. Okay. So I know y'all can see it down there, and I'm gonna randomly pick a team. I'm not even looking. I'm gonna look on the side. I'm gonna drop a team. Who that? Michigan State. Wow, that's crazy. All right. So I just read the first article. I ain't gonna go into all that other stuff. I'm gonna just read the first article. Stay with me. All right. We talking about, he's on watch. Quarterback Aiden Chalace shows off his talent in freshman year at Oregon State. All right, we knew that. We knew what he did up at Oregon State. You know what I'm saying? But they say Michigan State's quarterback room and is in a great spot heading into 2024. Jonathan Smith and the Spartans hit a pair of home runs with their quarterback additions this offseason, taking over a program that has suffered back-to-back losing seasons and lacking in roster depth. Head coach Jonathan Smith had a lot of work to do from the start of his tenure at Michigan State. In terms of building a new roster, Smith's first rep was restocking the Spartans' quarterback position following the departures of Noah Kim, Caden Hauser, and Sam Levitt. With the help of the offense coordinator and quarterback coach Brian Lindgren, I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm bad with names. I really am. Smith has done just that in the first 2 months on the job. It started with the rise in the sophomore Aiden Chalace, who followed Smith to the East Lansing after one season together at Oregon State in 2023. In addition to his on-the-field talent, Chalace brings an intimate knowledge of the offense and an identity Smith and Lindgren are installing at Michigan State. He knows the offense in regard to the terminology and things, Smith said of Chalace on Thursday. It is not even just the offense I'm thinking about. The continuity and the culture aspect of how we're doing things on the day-to-day. He's got the investment of a year of the reps and experience in an offense that's going to be very similar over here. Okay. I think that was a huge part for him. Chalace appeared in 9 games for the Beavers in a limited role off season. Okay, we already know all that stuff, so I'm not going to keep continuing reading. They go into the stats now, but we do know that, I didn't know that their running back room, their quarterback room was stocked. So that was cool to know. You know what I'm saying? That was a cool thing to find out that their quarterback room was stocking up. That was cool to know. And that's exactly why I wanted to bring that up, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I get a little bit of youngins or something wanting to read a little bit, and maybe sports or something like that. Something, just reading it. But they went into their stats. I do know about Aiden Chalace going over at Michigan State. he did ball out. I advise y'all to go ahead and check out my video about the Big Ten because I definitely did. Well, I'll be dropping that soon, but I definitely talked about him because he was all right. Now he only had a couple of plays last year for Oregon State. You probably seen him in the Colorado game. That was probably, you seen him little flashes of him in that game. You see flashes of him throughout the season because he played it behind DJU. But I really like what he's going on. For a minute there, he was the number one quarterback transfer in the portal, and he's going only into his sophomore season. So Michigan State, y'all got one. But it's gonna take some time to build up to what y'all got going on. Y'all had a horrible, horrible last season. I don't know if y'all could turn it around in a year. We've seen it happen. But with all the people that y'all lost to in the portal, just keep y'all head up. That's the only thing I can say is keep y'all head up. But it just looking like y'all gonna have another sucky season. But y'all got a quarterback to start off with, so that's something to build up on, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I guess. you know. But that's how I'm gonna do that. That's how I'm gonna roll with that. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for walking out, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button no matter where you watching me from. You know what I'm saying? Show some love, drop a 100 in the comments, something like that. So RG3 and John Gruden. I know this guy. Hey, I got it. Come on, man. I gotta get y'all on something, man. Y'all gotta be want to be talking about this. I thought it was funny, but then I was thinking like, okay, so if you don't know what's going on with this situation, it started from Gruden tweeting out, Jay Gruden tweeting out, somebody got to do something about who was the quarterback being killed, not blocking from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts being killed like this. Why is Philly doing him like this? Ooh, boy, he opened a whole can of worms. Everybody started going on in him. We know what you did to RG3 for Washington. We know what you did. You was getting him killed, and then you got Kirk Cousins there, and it turned around. What is you on? Are you on this? Are you on that? And then the tweets with his brother start coming out because you know what was going on with the cheerleaders, and they was typing about the black and this and that was going on. Now I don't know exactly what he said, but I'm sure he was probably part of that with John. You know what I'm saying? And talking like that, I guess, or whatever else. But the thing was, they had a little thing going on that was beef, and I thought it was very funny. And I wanted to bring that up because I honestly wanted to see what a lot of y'all out there had to say about this and see, what I'm saying, a little conversation piece and see if we can get something started up here with this, and go back to back, go back and forth with it because, but I mean, look, G3 called him out on it, and I thought it was dope. Shad, my man Shad up in here, man. We gonna kick it, man. Shad, what up, Shad? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What's up, Shad? Y'all welcome Shad to the show, man. What's up with it, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing, just chilling, man. Up out here working on the set, Saturday live. I'm glad you jumped up in here with me though, bro. So what's up, man? I know you got some questions. I know you want to chop it up. What we on today, Shad?
Nah, I was just checking it out. I like you going through the, what I mean, the topics and stuff like that. And yeah, this Jay Gruden and the RG3 thing is wild because you don't necessarily see situations where a coach just flat out tell a guy, "Hey man,
Yeah,
you wasn't good, man. Straight
right.
up, you wasn't good." So
He
that's crazy. You know what I mean?
who wasn't good? Who wasn't good, Shad?
No, that's what Jay told RG3.
Yeah,
Essentially,
that's crazy. He good, bro. He was awesome, bro. Like he that's what he said to him. What else did he say, Shad?
that's about the gist of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What I saw, because I was looking at it, but I wasn't really looking at it. But I did kind of see that, because it was like you want that good, and Kirk Cousins, and just being just a football fan, RG3 get drafted, the
yeah,
skin time, just from a Madden perspective, like, okay, we're going on Washington or whatever.
yeah,
And that was kind of weird, up his knee. And then they still had him in there, that whole situation like that. I don't know.
yeah,
Which, but to be honest, though, it was
yeah,
kind of crazy because, the race card out there with him, because, before RG3 got there, they felt Nam when he was over there too, under the
Right.
Shanahan. So it's a crazy situation. So
Yeah, I mean,
and we
yo, like when they threw that out there, I was like, Shad, I'm like, man, I'm like, wow, I can't believe they went there with that. But how people talk when they round, what I'm saying, when they're around each other, what I'm saying. He probably said something, to his brother or something like that. Like, and I mean, the comments that I seen was like, "Dang, them black girls got them big old corn bread booties. They be eating them big old Debbie snacks or whatever." You know what I'm saying? I think it was something like that and that kind of sort,
yeah,
and they kind of just blew it up like he was talking about something else. I mean, it's kind of the same thing we be saying when we see sisters that got wagons.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah, yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like shoot, man. Like, I mean, so I really wasn't tripping on it, but I mean, it was they had me thinking though, Shad, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, why would they, you know, Kirk Cousins? I never really paid attention to Washington that much. Kirk Cousins came there, he wasn't sacked as much. He had a successful career, obviously, because he's still playing right now. And he went to be like the most paid quarterback at the time. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. RG3 got hurt. And it was over after that, man. It was over for RG3 after that. But I'm glad he bounced back. And he did invite him on the show, man, and to do his thing. So I know you a Hurricanes fan. I just gave you mad props before you popped up on here, bro. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I definitely just gave
Oh,
you
I've
mad props
been
about
watching.
being your Cane. Okay. So you heard me then. So you heard me talk about
Yeah,
your
yeah,
Canes and what was going on. All right.
yeah,
Look, man,
yeah, yeah.
how you feeling about the Canes right now, man? Seeing that exactly what you told me you needed is coming up. How are you feeling about them Canes right now?
I mean, to especially college, it's about building depth. So the guy in the running back room, that's big because back, I think he got nicked, he got hurt in the bowl game. That's been dealing with a knee injury for the past 2 years. So we'll see how he
Mm-hmm.
comes back. And AJ Allen, who he also was dealing with something. So
Right.
um, and we got some guys recruiting wise. So to get in college already, I mean, I think it's a big get. I know Florida State fans are, he was a fourth string or whatever the situation is, but I mean, he was fourth string behind some guys that can run the ball. The lineman that is visiting, he hasn't officially, committed or anything. I think he still got a little miss from what I read.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would be a nice get, as well. A guy that can bring some competition to the room, maybe like that. So, I was talking about on my show yesterday. I was me personally. I'm more what they doing with the defense. A big
Right.
get in the versatile guy from Naps. Going to be in a position of position
Mm-hmm.
of need in terms of being that safety guy. But I'm still ready to kind of see how that looks because I'm still kind of leery about the back seven. I'm not necessarily concerned about the front four because I think we'll be fine up behind the linebackers and the
Mm-hmm.
secondary behind that. I think it's going to be interesting because we got. I mean, the majority of the projection that we have to replace next year on
Yeah.
defense is in the backs. Two linebackers that played over 300 snaps. We
Right.
lost two safeties that played, and then the slot corner that we lost, he played
Mm-hmm.
right at 600 snaps as well. Kind of what I'm focused on, but the offense, I think the offense will be fine. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So you definitely feel. Do you agree with what I brought up, like about your offensive coordinator Shannon? What's his last name again? I can't
Dawson.
remember. Shannon Dawson. You agree? Is it or so you being a Kings fan? Is it like does he have to get it done this year to you? Is it like ride or die this year? Like you got to get it done, Shannon Dawson, this year.
You know what? I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it from this perspective, right? I think it's interesting because we're bringing in Cam Ward, who he's essentially a one. I don't really know how much Shannon Dawson can put on his plate
Mm-hmm.
with such, you know what I mean? So just looking at Shannon Dawson history, the slot receiver. So I think maybe, we can hit the slot. I think Shannon Dawson will be all right. I don't
All
really get
right.
into too much about, the coordinators and stuff like that. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, man, if we scoring some points, man, it hurt about,
It
I don't
don't
like
matter.
it. Yeah, you
Right.
know what I mean? I've done that before, got into the
Yeah.
back and forth about stuff, and I said, man, it's a it's a rabbit hole. Because from
All right.
my
Okay.
point, then you can argue something for your point. So
All
I
right.
just like the game by game right now. You know what I mean?
And
So
right. See, that's why I like the king. That's why I like the king. That's why I like y'all and I rock with it with rock with y'all. Y'all been showing me a tremendous amount of love out here, man.
yeah,
And it's everything is just realistic. Like, okay, we went 6-6 last year. If we can get 2 more games, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? We building, you know what I mean? We building and
yeah.
y'all looking at it realistically. And I like that, you know what I'm saying, the way that is. So the linebackers, cause I don't really see no linebackers. So you said y'all lost 2 important linebackers. Y'all had over 300 snaps, and y'all need a
Yeah.
DB, and y'all lost y'all nickel cornerback, and you were looking to replace those guys also. So I mean, is there anybody right now that's visiting Miami right now that you would look like that y'all want to lock in? That's
I don't know.
visiting.
To be honest, I think right now one of the things that I talked about on my show yesterday with my
Mm-hmm.
guys was this is the year that we brought in a monster linebacker recruiting class, and
Mm,
those guys didn't really get a lot of snaps last year,
right.
and we were in a lot of tight ball games. So in all actuality, I would love those guys to actually fill those voids, and I would really love for some of the younger guys to kind of fill that void as well,
Mm-hmm.
and take the lumps this year and it up for next year. You know what I mean?
Right.
I, I
Right.
can I can look at it like that. You know what I mean? You say
Mm-hmm.
some Kane fans they not thinking like that because I said and somebody was like bro, we destined for 10, 11, and I'm looking at it from this perspective. I'm like, look, you just don't replace experience just
Mm-hmm.
overnight. You don't do
Right.
it. You know what I mean? And the best for those guys to play. And so
Okay.
a lot of those guys didn't get a lot of snaps last year. So they're gonna be threat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of one of my biggest things about the bowl game. I was like, bro, because a lot of these guys, they're gonna be asked to step up,
Right.
next year. And a lot of guys, oh, it is what it is. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Right, I feel you, and y'all make sure that I shouldn't introduce you like that, but you know what I mean. This Shad is a fellow content creator, man. You know what I'm saying. He has his own channel. Y'all make sure that y'all follow him on YouTube. You know what I'm saying. You got X and all that, right? Go ahead and plug your stuff, man. Plug your stuff.
oh yeah, 19 on everything, X, YouTube, all that good stuff like that.
Right,
But
right, yeah.
I was kind of that Michigan State thing. Like I said, I just
Oh,
a fan,
okay.
and like I always tell anybody, I'm a football fan first and a Hurricane
Mm-hmm.
second. So I think
Okay.
that's what gives me a better outlook. But that Michigan State, because it's a radio show I listen to,
Okay.
and the two co-hosts, Michigan State alumni, right? And
Oh.
so they were talking get this higher right with the way that the Big Ten is expanding.
Mm-hmm.
They program is gonna fail to exist, essentially.
Oh wow.
I
Right.
thought that was, but it's kind of like that's what it is because you
Yeah.
already Penn State, Ohio
Mm-hmm.
State, and I would throw Wisconsin in there just from a long. You add Oregon, Washington, and USC.
Mm-hmm.
So you go from being
And UCLA
down,
too, right? You said UCLA, right?
yeah, UCLA coming too. I forgot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
UCLA coming. I think they could probably match UCLA, but you go from being fifth, now you not right, just one off season. So like season, but if they have a rough season this year, that could become the norm right there. For about that,
I
Michigan
think
State is actually
so.
Michigan State is the, and I know a lot of people don't do that. Maybe they don't. Michigan State actually made the college football playoffs, so they were one of the teams. They were battling for 1 and 2 when Michigan was down. So to go from that being a doormat because of expansion, you talk about
Yeah.
what I mean when you kind of look at it in the grand scheme. They've been to the playoffs.
You're right, right,
Yeah.
right. You know, there's so much, and look, I see exactly where you coming from with that, Shad, because I see where you coming from as far, and then getting talent out there, and I've heard a couple of people, because my son, he goes to a private school up here, and they're real good in football, right? They're like one of the best in the state up here in Pennsylvania. And I heard
Okay.
some of the parents talking about now that USC and UCLA is coming into the pipeline of the Big Ten, and a lot of these kids that's good out here in Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, normally that's where they recruit at heavy at. You know what I mean? And they like, I wonder if Michigan and Ohio State is gonna be able to retain some of this talent that they normally get from Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, or are they gonna go all the way over there to sunny California? You know what I mean? So I definitely get where you coming from with that, but I've heard that from parents too. You know what I'm saying? I heard that from some parents that they were worried about that kind of thing taking place. And you bringing that unique perspective to that, because I haven't even like thought about things in that way, like seeing that they may be non-existent, because look, man, there's some talent coming in, but there's so much talent in football and out there in this country, man. You just got to be able to get out there and find your guys, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to hit the ground hard scouting, and because now with the transfer portal being the way that it is, and a lot of these teams going to grab talent at it, and not going to high school students first, that opens the door for schools that's like Michigan State. They can go and get these high school guys and get them a chance, these true freshmen, what I'm saying? Because a lot of people want to overlook them, I guess, unless they're 4 and 5 star, they're saying, oh, we'll take the 4 and 5 stars, but everybody else we kind of want to leave alone. But I think I know there's some hidden gems out there in football. I definitely know there is. There's a lot of kids at some of these on threes and 24/7 sports don't go to, because of the violence in the city or the town and stuff like that. So I know there's a lot of kids out there who don't get looked at, and they got to take that chance and hit the ground running and really do their due diligence when it comes to recruiting, and they'll be all right. Maybe they'll save the program like that. you know
Yeah.
but I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to the next topic, though, for sure, for sure. You rocking with me for a minute here?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
right,
We good.
bet. All right. All right. Let's do it then. Let's do it then. All right. The next one. What I got coming up next? What I got up on here next? Oh, the NFL games. The NFL games. We get to the end. Man, what you think about this game, Shad? What you think about this game right here, man? The, the Packers and the San Francisco 49ers.
And for the Cowboys game,
Yeah.
I would think that okay, San Fran handle business, you know,
All right.
but after that game, this game may be then I think it may be, especially if San Francisco establish a run game, which I think they
Yeah.
should be able to. But if they don't, I don't, I don't know if you can put all that on Brock Purdy right now. But I think
Brock Purdy.
I would still though. I really would.
Yeah, I like what Jordan Love is doing. I'm huge. I like what he's doing right now. I really do. The way he came up and he sat behind Aaron Rodgers and learned. But San Francisco just got too many weapons. I believe they got too many weapons. They at home, and that gives them the advantage right there. Had it been at Lambeau, maybe I'd be leaning towards Green Bay a little bit, but then San Fran being at home, man, I think I got to roll with San Fran in that game. And y'all can tell us what y'all think in the chat too. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all want to roll with in that game. So we gonna go on to the next game here real quick. What's the next one we got here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who did you pick before the game started? Cause you know they getting at them right now. The Ravens, they stomping them
Yeah,
31-10 right now. Who did you have before the game
yeah.
started? And keep it real, keep it real,
No, I'm,
keep it
I'm,
real.
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, I had Baltimore doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of just how they operate. You know what I mean? The defense
Right.
has been lights out. Towards the back half season. Lamar kind of back in playoff form, not injured or anything like that.
Right.
And to be honest with you, not saying that the are fraud or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
NFL is a lot different than me, but just that guy from the Colts missing that routine kick, that essentially gave him the game,
Yeah.
before they got to the playoffs. So it's kind of like
Right.
the playoffs were able to catch the Browns with Joe Flacco start. So really they facing the top tier, but hats off to them. Hats off to D'Amico Ryan. Hats off to see
Right.
fantastic season
So,
and the expectations. You set the expectation.
for
Maybe
sure.
some of that inexperience with this unit. I've had to take precedent in a game like this. So
Yeah.
I think next year they'll be a lot better. But before this game started, though, honestly,
Right, right. I got great take, man. Look, I got to keep it 100, man. I'm a Steeler fan, so I was hoping
of
that
course,
I was hoping that the Texans were gonna beat the Ravens, but and seeing what CJ Stroud did, man, and I've been saying this all year, man. Like he he had everybody keeps saying Ohio State quarterbacks can't get it done, and black quarterback did, and they just got a stigma on him. And I'm like, man, I was so happy to see him be so successful this year, and I didn't want it to stop. But look, man, the Ravens is the Ravens, man. They are good. But the only reason why I picked against them is because of my bias and me being a Steeler fan. You know what I'm saying? I got to be 100 about that. But
yeah,
CJ Stroud, he played a heck of a season, and I definitely have to give D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud and them they props because they turned the season around from being one of the first picks in the NFL in the draft, one of the worst, to being one of the best. That is crazy. That's crazy. I'm excited to seeing what they're gonna do next season also, Shad. So we're gonna move on to the next game here, man. Let's see what
uh,
the next one.
and not to prolong the
Go
topic
ahead.
too long.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tweeted. I said, man, it's something about that Shanahan tree. Them guys, leaders, or head coaches, or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
they turn quarterbacks into something. So CJ Stroud was able to get one of those quarterbacks because obviously you see what Shanahan is doing with Mike McDaniels that they're doing with Tua, and so I don't know how long the guy currently remain there, but
Mm-hmm.
I think if he can stay there another 3 or 4 years, he can him hitching his wagon to CJ Stroud. They can do
Mm-hmm.
some great benefit to him to go there, versus where Bryce Young had to go to because Stroud had to go to the Panthers. I don't think he would be having the same success, but I think Bryce Young success with the Texans. That's just my opinion based on just what that defense does. We
Right.
watched it with McVay and Stafford and my man with the Lions right now. So got him.
The head coach. Yeah.
Yeah, McVay. Yeah, was
Mm-hmm.
you was on that shit and yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, LV in the chat? My chat always be there. I be having my little five up in here, but I always give my five. A very great show. always. Always. I always give it my best. I swear I give them it be like it'd be 100. I perform my very best for everybody who comes and support me. I absolutely do, and I appreciate y'all being here. LMV being up in the chat. I don't yet know how to make a moderator yet. You will have to tell me how to do that offline or some other time, but you more than welcome to do it for me whenever I get there. Look, okay, what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was shocked to see what Baker Mayfield has put together, seeing every his journey and everywhere that he has been. When he left the Browns, me being a Steelers fan, I was happy. I'm like, they stupid. He the only quarterback that beat us, and y'all gonna let him go? He the only like and can you recall he was even giving the Ravens a run for their money when he was there. Now, when they got Beckham, when they got pretty boy Beckham, that's when things started kind of going, you know what I mean, a little left over there and all that drama started. And they said we want Beckham over you. I'm like, man, I think I'm making a bad decision. But look, I'm gonna keep it real. That shocked the heck out of me. I've been picking against the Buccaneers a couple of times this season, dog. I've been picking against them a couple of times this year. And for them to show up in the playoffs like that and beat the Eagles, I was like, wow. I was no way. I was no way they beat the Eagles. I definitely didn't think they was gonna beat the Eagles. What did you think about? Tell me what you think about this game. Who you got in this game? I got the Lions beating them, but who you got in this game? And tell me a little bit about them Buccaneers.
To me, this is a fit. It's a 50-50 game. To me, just from this, just from the simple point of, okay, look at what they were able to do. That division was up for grabs for for quite the NFC South. So, but I just think that on a magical run right now. I think it's kind of it may be a little get to the NFC Championship game. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna rock with them. But what Tampa Bay overall did to the Eagles have been reeling for weeks. You know what I mean? I don't know
Man,
what's going on with AJ Brown and when they got like Coach Pencil calling you defense, man, you're down on bad times. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You're down
facts,
on bad. So,
facts,
uh,
facts.
but to go with the Baker, I thought Baker was done
Right.
after Cleveland left because I was disputed with Skip and Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon will always say Baker Mayfield is a club that you don't want to be a part of. Someone that is cut or, for their rookie contract is up. And it was only
Mm-hmm.
two other guys. So to know how resilient he is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you play for the Rams. He went to Carolina. You know what I mean? And now and he played a wonderful game. And I think he's a gamer in the game. They got the full allotment of their weapons, but I just think it just is for the Detroit Lions right now. But it's still a 50-50 game. But I'll just go with it.
Right. Right. I hear that, man. Hey, I rocks with it, man. I rocks with it now. I want to get just a little bit messy. A little bit. Can I just a little bit messy? Just a little bit. A little
Show,
bit.
show,
Little bit, man. What
show,
you
show.
what yeah, it is my show. It is. It is, ain't it? He started the show. Over here to mess it up. No, look, man. Tell me what you honestly think about this Colorado situation, man. Colorado
But
Buffalo situation, man. What's going on up out there, man, with them coaches, man? Y'all want your
what happened?
honesty.
Caught the
Well,
back half of it. What happened?
I mean, there ain't nothing that really happened. I mean, they just don't have a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He still ain't been. They don't have one up there. He say he gonna take his time looking. Coach Prime say, hey, I'm gonna take my time looking for one. What you really think about that?
I think that's a smart thing to do. To
Right.
be honest with you, I don't know why you hired Charles Kelly in the first place. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
remember Charles Kelly being at Florida State. He had the task of coming in after Stoops and
Mm-hmm.
my man that got the no show clause with Tennessee, Pruitt. So and that goes dive. I don't even know what Saban was doing for giving him an opportunity. He
Yeah.
wasn't that good. I know some people were concerned about why didn't he give the job to Dennis Thurman. To be honest, but I would
I
have
did.
thought. I would have thought. I know Zimmer was
Mm-hmm.
somewhat of an analyst while he was at JSU. And the obvious choice, to be the DC. But so I don't know. Um,
Yeah. I
but
just wanted to hear what you had to
I
say.
think he is gonna.
Like,
Yeah. No, but I think it would be in his best interest to take his time. It is gonna be some people that's gonna look at it and say, maybe they don't want to be involved in that big
how
spot.
does that work out for y'all though with the Canes? Like when y'all took y'all time with getting coaches there, how that work out for y'all? How did y'all season end up like after what I'm saying? Y'all was announcing y'all coaches
This
late
year,
in
you talking about the first year or this past year?
the first year, all that was going on.
With you, I'm gonna be honest with you. The DC that we got the first year, and I
Yeah.
said that we didn't have the talent
Mm-hmm.
for him to succeed, even though
Right.
he's a legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was said this on his show, and I'm sure it's not a very favorable point, but it's a truthful statement. Busted coverages in that season, the first year, that made that defense look completely different. A
Right.
couple of busted coverages, and obviously the Florida State game. But all in all, generated a lot of tackles for losses. We generated a lot of sacks on that particular defense. So, I think it was just more so of a talent discrepancy
Mm-hmm.
with Kevin Steele being a good defensive coordinator. So, to me, I think it hurt, but in the grand scheme, it didn't because when you bust coverage, you got to blame the coaches
Right.
on it because you got to figure out, okay, why is this continually goes from?
Right. Right.
Are you coaching it
Mm-hmm.
that way, or you just questioning like, hey, you cannot blow this particular coverage? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, man, because it may work
How
out. It
how's
just
y'all record? Well, how
depends.
was y'all record though? Like, I mean, did y'all like? Did you think y'all was going to the Natty? Did you think you was going
First year,
undefeated? Like, how,
first
yeah, what was our record that season?
we went five. I preseason I was 10-2, and
Mm-hmm.
most of that finished the 2021 season.
All
We
right.
finished the 21 season 5-1 after starting
Okay.
at 2-4.
Okay.
So we finished this had a strong group of guys, return. I felt like we could maybe pick up some guys in the portal, and we just, from an offensive standpoint, it was just
Yeah.
square peg in a round hole. Like, and I
Okay.
think that was more so of an issue than defense in my opinion. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So but I mean, Shad, from my experience though, when things like that go like that, the coaches have got to be there. Like I said, before the coaches has to be there. It is important as the players, them having continuity with the players, and they have to learn their coaches, coach the coaches, and coach players. But history has shown us and has telling us that you have to work hard, and it don't end in fairy tales all the time. You know what I'm saying? Seasons like that take time to build up. The coach has to be around for a while, know his guys, and the guys got to know the system, and learning it on the fly will not be easy. That's all I wanted to ask you. You know what I'm saying? Because you a Canes fan, and I know that y'all had, yeah, Ellen and Natty, because like, I don't know. I'm just hearing that a lot out there from in them Buffalo streets. You know what I'm saying? Colorado, and
Hey,
and I'm
but
just
but
trying to,
I'm
just trying to
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
say this is different though. I'm gonna say this is different though because starting spring practice right now.
Yeah.
They're doing the workouts, and so now is when you put that up there, like yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
should. Somebody has to. You don't know what you're running. You don't know what
Mm-hmm.
you're practicing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, what you saying though? Yeah.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and he gotta, coach the coaches and everything else too. So, we'll see what happens down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got, like I know for a fact that he's going in the right direction with that program, but I just don't know if it's gonna happen like right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna ask you really about no, I ain't gonna get you in trouble with your Canes fans or whatnot. So I'm gonna go into this next game we got up here on the
And I'm
slide.
in trouble with
The
them.
the
Man.
Bills and the Chiefs. No, 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 no. I was talking because I like football, man. I like
I
football,
do
bro. I
too.
like what I'm saying. I'll say okay. So but
I guess
Clemson. What you think Clemson gonna do? Clemson in the ACC. What you think they gonna do, Shad?
you
In the
know what
ACC.
I said this right. A lot of people were saying was resting on his laurels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so last season, I kind of went and looked at that coaching staff. I said, well, behind the scenes, Dabo looks to help. He went back and got Chad Morris, who was the original offensive coordinator that Cash Boyd's offensive coordinator. He went back and got him. He's a special assistant to the head coach. Back in the building, which was their superstar wide receiver coach that got, all those guys, Justin Ross, all those guys like that. So he went back and got him. I don't know if he moved him. He was a pain on the trail, right? And he went and got the problem that I think they had this particular year was I think Dabo put his foot in his mouth. We brought Garrett Riley here to run the Clemson offense, and I think there was some type of it was after we beat them. They kind of turned it on and kind of finished the season strong. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they are able to if Dabo is able to step back, let he brought in and handle business. I think Clemson can be. I think they can be. I mean, they didn't have a bad year from a depending on they had a bad year, but they didn't have a bad year based on the majority of the ACC standard.
Right.
So
Right.
I think they could bounce back next year. To be honest, the second year and Garrett Riley has to clean up. He fumbled the ball quite a bit. He has to clean that up. Freshman receiver that they had that I know they said they were really excited about. So I think they could be formidable. I don't think they can just be overlooked like that. I know some people were, you know,
Mm-hmm.
digging the plot, but Dabo may come
Mm-hmm.
off is Forrest Gump like, but accomplish that
He
type of
balled up.
yeah. You don't accomplish those type of feats having
Mm-hmm.
some type of wherewithal. Now,
Right.
whether or not they gonna start, because I think they just have to do that. Georgia and Alabama are doing it. So
Right.
if Georgia jumped in the portal, Clemson, you have never put a team together that resembled have, but you have some great teams. But if they have to go jump in the portal, you most definitely just you know. But
Right.
that's my thought on it. Yeah.
All right,
But like
man.
I said,
Hey,
bro,
I
I'm just
love
man,
it.
I'm not listen.
Right.
I, I was telling Ellen V one day. I
Yeah.
told her, I said I could never be a fanatic
Yeah.
because you, you say stuff that just don't make no sense at all. I said I never could never be a fanatic
Yeah.
because look, Trucker, I can't be a fanatic, right?
Right.
Florida State and Florida, our two biggest rivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I said I can't sit up here and trash Florida State. I'm a Raiders fan,
Right.
so if Florida State or Florida got a good player, do I look like saying oh well, he trash. He came from Florida, bro. He won
Right,
a
right, right, right.
Super Bowl. So
Mm-hmm.
some of my
Yep.
favorite players played for Florida, especially Miami. One of my favorite receivers of all time played for Michigan,
Yep.
Mario. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can't be a fanatic. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
I dig it.
love Deshaun. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
dig it. I
yeah,
dig it,
I
bro.
can't,
I
I can't
dig.
do this.
I dig it. I dig it, Shad. I dig it. Who? So, in your honest opinion, Shad, who one of the best backs in the ACC returning? One of the best ACC running backs returning. Just give me a
I,
name off
I,
top.
I gotta be a homer right on this one.
Okay,
I gotta go with I got Mark Fletcher.
Marvin Fletcher.
Um,
Okay,
side
okay.
power. I think he's gonna get the opportunity if he
Mm-hmm.
returns healthy to run the ball um pretty
I gotta
well.
go. I
Yeah,
gotta go with my cousin. I gotta go with my cousin, man. I
who
gotta
that
go with my
is.
cousin Omarion Hampton at UNC. I'm claiming
Hey,
him. I'm claiming him.
hey, hey. I'll tell you something, though, Truck. Hey, I don't know. And this run they've had a nice Davis back when they had Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah,
North Carolina. I mean, chips on the
yeah.
table. Just overall, I, I think I say 10 years. I think UNC probably has had the best running backs, just consistent back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
They know um the two guys that about 500-600 rushing yards on us back in 2020. Both those guys went to the NFL. They had a good run of backs. So yeah, I
Devontae
wouldn't.
Williams.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm not opposed to that. Mario
Mm.
Hampton game,
Yeah.
he handled business against us,
Right, right,
unfortunately.
right.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
look, man, I love what y'all, I mean, look, I love what y'all doing right now, for real, for real. I like what y'all doing. When you looking at, so when you get to looking around right now at the Big Ten, right? What team you think got right now? I mean, everybody look good on paper right now, Shad, but me and you, we looking two things. So right now in the Big Ten, who you think has the most promising roster in the Big Ten overall?
Well, Oregon,
Oregon? Yeah.
Ohio State is Ohio State is intriguing to go with
Mm-hmm.
Oregon just
Oregon.
because just because of what I think Dan Lannon is turning them into. They're
Mm,
no longer and I'll say this as much caught in terms of that being a finesse offense, that defense wasn't finesse.
mm-mm,
Drafted Deion Jordan, the
mhm.
defensive tackle that plays for the coach now. They started with the four in his name right now. He played at Oregon, so they've
Right.
had some guys, but I think physicality, um, that that's the most intriguing roster to me. And I don't know if you watch Minister Sports, but I sent them a super chat, and I said, man, I really think that Oregon they should be the favorite to win the Big, or even over Ohio State. So I'm going with
Right.
Oregon. Yeah,
Oregon.
I
All
low key
right.
like
All right. Look, hey,
Oregon. And
you know
I've been
what? I
liking
just I just
Oregon since Dennis Dixon was
I
there.
just
So
talked about them, Shad. I just talked about them, and I was just telling, I just talking about how much I like what Dan Lannon did with the quarterbacks, how he just didn't go and get Dylan Gabriel, but he also went and got Dante Moore from UCLA to back him up. So there's
yeah,
no excuses. So, like I'm gonna steal a word from Coach. What Coach always say, in case he break a shoelace.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? In case he break
yeah,
a
yeah.
shoelace, you got Dante Moore stepping in and continuing to run the show, because he gets to watch Dylan Gabriel run that offense, and exactly how, he's taller, and look, and he can step in and just and keep it going. And I also think, though, that Ohio State, I believe they just went and grabbed a backup quarterback from a quarterback from Alabama too. The backup quarterback. I could look it up real quick just so I got that on there. But while I looked that up though, Shad, what you think about this next game I got pulled up, the Bills and the Chiefs, man? This rematch, this grudge match right here, man. What you think about that?
Oh man, to be you know what? I think of the Chiefs not having that guy having Tyreek Hill because game that they had a couple of years ago, it was a Tyreek. Any other receiver doesn't the one that Tyreek scored. No other receiver in the NFL scored that but Tyreek. I think with Joe Brady taking over play calling them right, exposing Josh Allen to to so
Mm-hmm.
many throws and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm going with the Bills. I think
Oh, boy, my
I'm going to
uncle and them, they
I'm going with
like you right
the Bills.
now. My family like you right now. They going crazy right now. They say, "Oh, he going with the Bills. Oh, I like him. Keep him around."
Nah,
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
but Chevy, this like I said,
I
this
like
this
them
football
though.
bro.
Right.
Because my favorite Miami Hurricane all time was McGahee. I had an affinity for the Bills because the Bills drafted McGahee. McGahee messed up his knee, all that stuff after them in the first round. I liked it. I liked when they had Eric Moles,
Mm-hmm.
Lee Evans, and all that stuff like that. So you know, I like the Bills. So
Yeah, like yeah. Look, man, it's
yeah, yeah,
tough
yeah,
for me to
yeah.
it and sad, but I've been anybody that been watching me, they know that I've been big up and they know how much of a Josh Allen fan I am, man. Like I really like Josh Allen. I cannot stand when people get talking about how Josh Allen isn't the truth and he's really not a good football player. I can't stand that. So I only last week I had to go against them and act like I didn't like them, you know what I'm saying, knowing that I do. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta go. I want to see them take down the Chiefs in Kansas City, especially because Kansas City cheated them last time they played up there. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely want to see this grudge match
Yeah.
go the way of the Bills, and because I got a little bit of biasness, I keep it real. I got a little bit of biasness too because of my family being there. You know what I'm saying? And Bills fans and
Okay.
all that too. But
Okay.
for sure,
Okay.
like you know what I mean. Like I can't rock. You know, I definitely want to see them win this game, man, because I'm a huge Josh Allen fan myself, man. I really like him, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. But that quarterback that I was talking about, from that just went to Ohio State. His name is he went to Ohio State from Alabama. His name is Julian Sayin, 6'1",
Oh yeah.
195,
Yeah.
the 5-star kid.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so they trying to he trying to Ryan Day is trying to keep up with Dan Lannon as far as that's going. You know what I'm saying? He's trying his
They
best to
got
keep up with him.
five. Yeah. They got five quarterbacks. Yeah.
They
Somebody's
trying
leaving.
to keep up. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Somebody got it.
who was McCord left? McCord went to Syracuse. Cal McCord went to
Yeah. But I'm
Syracuse. Yeah.
what I'm saying. Somebody else probably gonna leave one of them because
Uh
they
huh.
got Lincoln kind of gonna be a soft. I think he's gonna be a he redshirt this year, so he's gonna be a redshirt freshman. Then you got Aaron North, Julian Saying. So
Yeah.
Will Howard and Devin Brown, they're gonna be battling out one spot. And I think Devin Brown win, lose, or draw. He's going to stay.
Right.
He still at least gonna give you 2 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Somebody's gonna
Mm-hmm.
end up leaving. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, there's just and then maybe two guys leave.
He trying to stack it up. He trying to stack it up. Ohio State trying to do their thing over there, man. They trying to keep afloat with Dan Lannon over there because they know Dan Lannon about to be getting a lot of them guys over there, man. A lot of them guys, man. And that pipe, like I said earlier, a little bit about that pipeline too. You know, a lot of them kids, a lot of these kids, like, man, I'm tired of playing in the cold, man. I want to go all the way over to the West Coast, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, this a question. Like I asked a lot of people this question, man. A lot of them, and I want to ask you, Shao, what do you really honestly think about domes, like domes and no domes. What do you think? Like, do you think if more up north team had domes, it would help with recruiting, or you just think they should just keep it, just let it snow in, let the ice film on the field? We know so forth and so on. Like, what do you think about domes? What you think about
You
that?
know, to me, I I like the way I know what it was. The Bears, I think it was maybe last. I think someone, a management group, they had purchased a lot of real estate northern Chicago or something, and they were
Mhm.
proposing to build another stadium of them up there. Uh, Personally, I like seeing this personally because that's kind of football, especially you talking about one of the historic franchises, But I
Right.
think what they lose is all that money that they are missing by not being able to host because
Yeah.
Super
Mhm.
Bowl is in February. They got
Mhm.
lucky. They
Mhm.
rolled the dice in New York. They got lucky, but who won in
Mhm.
Chicago, stuff like that. But a Super Bowl in Chicago be great. Green Bay would be great. You know what I mean? Places
Right. Right.
like that. But they you can't because
The
if it
snow.
snows,
Yeah.
it just mess
Everything
everything.
up.
And I was talking to my buddy, the one I told you, the Steelers fan, and I said, man, it's kind of at the South. Atlanta has a dome. New Orleans has a dome. Houston has a dome. You know what I mean? I think the Titans, they new stadium, the renderings, they gonna have. You got the
Mhm.
historic franchises, the one that started the NFL. That ain't even crossing they mind. Don't even snow down here
So
like that. You know what
yeah,
I'm
man. See,
saying?
the crazy thing about it is, see, we used to have what, Three River Stadium. I think that was like the dome, almost a dome or something like that. I can't remember. I was young when I was young. You know what I'm saying? And I really wasn't all that. When we had Three Rivers. But my thing on that is, I really believe that having domes would help with so much more as far as recruiting and for colleges. As far as the pros, it's going to help with a lot of revenue. Then you can host Super Bowls, and you ain't got to
Yeah,
worry about playing your home playoff game in Detroit if you're Pittsburgh, Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, or Buffalo. You got to go to Detroit to play your home playoff game. Like, I get it. Like, some fans want to be in the cold, but I don't want to be in the game and be cold. Like for instance, this is true. My little brother, my two little brothers got tickets to go to the Steelers versus Cardinals game in Pittsburgh,
yeah,
and this just happened this year, and it wind up it was a rain delay. It rained so bad to where the stadium, you know what I'm saying, the floors flooding, and people had to get up out of there because it was a storm, you know what I'm saying? So they delayed the game. They told fans to go and, under find shelter, they delayed the game or whatever because of the rain. It rained so bad. And I'm like, man, if that was a dome, you don't got to worry about that. But even if you want like some of the elements of the weather to come in, like you could get a giant canopy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you can, hold some heat in, keep some of the bad weather out, like snow, rain, or something like that. Let some wind blow around in there. I don't know, like you know what I'm saying? But it,
yeah.
I just don't believe that when you become a professional football player and they worry about paying these players so much money and then worrying about them being hurt, like, for me playing semi-professional football, you're more prone to pulling a hamstring running in the cold, no matter if you're stretching or not. You know what I'm saying? Injuries just happen. You might just be running full speed and be like, oh, my hammy, because it's cold outside. Or if it's too
Yeah.
hot, vice versa, too, to happen. So, a controlled climate to me is the way to go. And I think that's the future for football. I think it'll help with revenue and everything else. But there's a lot of old school guys, thinkers that think that, you should keep it the way it is. But I'm like, man, if you want to be cold and watch a sporting event, man, go watch hockey, bro. Like, I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be cold in no football games, man. I be freezing on the field watching my son at his high school games. We be cold. We bring blankets. We got the big goose, the Canadian gooses, and all kind. We be cold, bruh. We got the heating pad. I got I'm bringing heat, all kinds of goofy shit, man. Like, bro, I can't, man. Nah, man. But nah, I ain't tripping on that. She said, the LMV said some people say playing in the snow is real football weather. I get that. I get that, LMV. I do, but like, I don't know. You at a professional level. I mean, you done made it through the gauntlet. You done went to the gauntlet of high school. You done college. You're a professional. And they always talking about people being injured, and you don't like when stars are injured. You know what I mean? It can help so much with revenue, keeping your stars healthy. Like and what Shad had said, that was very valid, hosting Super Bowls. That'll help smaller cities for like Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Imagine Buffalo hosting a Super Bowl. Buffalo be jumping off the chain, man. Buffalo be off the chain. They can host a Super Bowl, for real, and yeah, it's a good town. There's some great people up there. She said, I can relate. I'm from Florida, but that's what they say. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like, I couldn't deal with none of them hurricanes y'all got down there, out weather, them hurricanes and shit like that. Like, I can't deal with it. We just had a little storm up here that was like 75-mile-an-hour winds. And I thought we was about to get blown away out here. Like, so y'all be getting hurricane, tropical storms, all kinds of shit down there. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, I like what like so what y'all like when you live down south like that in Florida and them southern states that get that bad weather, like, is part of y'all emergency kits like a little raft boat, a blow up boat, and then like wood and nails and shit. You got nail windows down and all that. I'm just saying, bro. Like, is it for real though? Like,
Nah,
is it?
nah, I don't live like I don't live on like where
Uh huh.
Ellen stay at. I'm in
Oh,
Mississippi, so we kind of a
yeah.
little bit further north. Is
Okay.
flashlight, go get in the tub, cloud tornadoes and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, because when you getting hurricanes and all that, you better have a boat or something to go in there and do it. You gotta have a boat,
Yeah, it
something. But she
depends on
said,
where you stay at. Yeah,
right, right. She said she in Florida. She said Miami Stadium makes it harder for the visiting teams, so teams like New England bring oxygen devices to help. Okay. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I like that stadium there. They got a pool in there. You can do things like being pools and more things to do at the stadium, and then when you got pools and stuff like that, like, and you got like an arcade, then you can open up like during the off season, you can host concerts
yeah,
and open up the pool and the arcade and still generate revenue that way, host Super Bowl. There's so much you can do with the dome building, and it just, you know what I mean. And I don't know why they ain't thinking that, but they always like, you might get hurt, but I mean, I guess you could look at it very valid. The only other argument that they got is that's real football weather. Like, I don't care about that. I don't like, but it's cool though. It's cool though. It's dope. What she say, man? We getting up getting. Police had to force people to leave the beach during hurricanes. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, why they be down there wanting to surf it? They crazy down there. They want to surf waves and all that. Hey, Shad, man, I appreciate you kicking it with me, bro. I appreciate all the love, man. You could come anytime, bro. I always every Saturday I throw the link to the chat up in here. I love it, man. I love our chemistry. I'm sure everybody watching loves our chemistry, bro. We go in, we go hard, bro. I definitely like that. So I'll be looking forward to kicking it with you, man. Let me know when you going live, bro, throughout the week, bro, and I'll jump on with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got
uh,
my number, use it. You got my number,
yeah.
bro. Use that, John, man. You know, use
All
that.
right,
All right. All right.
all
She
right.
said, for sure. Hey, LV, I appreciate you drop it up in there, man. Up on me. Appreciate everybody here, man. Y'all have a prosperous week, man. And make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man Shad's channel. You know what I'm saying? It's just his name right there, right? Look up that name. That's on your screen right there. Add him on all y'all social media platforms. Y'all his YouTube channel. The good dude, you know what I'm saying? Great guy, as y'all can see. And look, make sure y'all hit that notification bell for the videos, man. But we up out of here, y'all. Peace.